Hello, everybody, and welcome to Week 15 of the NFL season. This is Chalk Talk. Since the rebrand, we started off well. We had Nick and I bringing the rear at 8-6, which is pretty solid, and then Alex went 9-5, which is turning that around. And then we have Corey, who went, was it 10-4?
10-4.
10-4. Yeah,
big money.
Corey had what was it? Your lock?
Chargers.
I had the Cowboys -4. Alex, you had the Seahawks?
Yep.
-7.5. And then Nick, so close. The Browns blew it at the end, had the -2.5. But
yeah, even without Lamar, which is kind of scary. But
I mean, they're just looking at their defense the entire game.
That's just how things go sometimes.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll get into this slate. We have a lot of games to go through, no more bye weeks. So we'll kind of, hopefully not go into too much detail on some of the terrible games. But we'll start off. We have a really good game to open up the week, which is rare on Thursday Night Football. Usually these games have sucked. But we have a big game between divisional rivals and the Chiefs and Chargers. We have the spread, and it's at -3 Chiefs right now. Going into LA, not really much of a home field advantage though, as we know. And
if anything, it balances towards the visiting team.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll see
travel well too.
Yeah, Chiefs do travel well, but I think the line opened up like I saw 4.5, but some money is coming on the Chargers. But we'll start off with Corey on this one. You're
winner of the week.
Hot. Let's see if you can stay hot here.
Yeah, this is an interesting game. What was the score when they first played them this year? The Chiefs won, right?
No, the Chargers won.
Chargers won.
Because that was like 28-21, maybe.
Yeah, it was during like the Chiefs' little slump. I'm gonna stick with what's been working. The Chiefs have been covering it as of lately. Their defense is still looking good. Chris Jones being out with COVID. I'm not sure if he was close contact or did he actually have it.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. This week, more than any other week, like there's gonna be so much COVID.
Omicron.
Like it's bad, and so this is just. I feel like some of these lines are just gonna change a ton. They're still on top of the COVID. We have injuries like Lamar is an unknown, but what? So Corey, you said you have the Chiefs in this one.
Yeah, he must now have gotten his 5th booster shot, so he's probably looking like he's gonna be out. Again, the Chiefs are one of the better teams right now. The winner of 6 in a row, I believe, and their defense is playing amazing. Chargers, they should be getting Keenan Allen back. Mike Williams.
Mike
Jones. He played last week when everyone expected him not to. I'm just going to take the experience in quarterback play here and the way the defenses are playing. I think it's not going to be a very high scoring game, but I think that the Chiefs do enough to win this game. So I'm taking -3.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, Chris Jones being out, kind of a 1-for-1 trade. Rashawn Slater, left tackle for the Chargers, also out. So kind of a moot point there, I guess, for the offensive and defensive line matchups.
So Slater's out for sure.
Yeah, he just had the COVID bug bite him. With the short week, I just don't. Even if he doesn't have it, I don't think he'll be able to pass protocols in time. So I think they're officially moving forward without him here. But I got to say the Chiefs have found other ways to win besides Patrick Mahomes. So it makes me like them against the Chargers a lot more this week. We know run, that 2 safety set consistently. They got the best of Mahomes the first time, but one of those situations where I don't see them sweeping the Chiefs here this year. They're getting close, but not quite there. I think the Chiefs defense is on another level right now, so it's hard to go against them. So siding with Corey here, give me the Chiefs -3.
Yeah,
Alex?
Yeah, I'm jumping on that side as well. Chiefs look like the Chiefs again. That defense has really turned it up these last couple of weeks, and it's really tough to beat. It's really tough to beat a team twice in 1 year. I think the Chiefs are turning it on at the right time. They're playing their best football towards the end of the year here, getting ready for that championship push. And yeah, I think at 3 points, it's definitely Chiefs for me.
Yep. First game, we're all on the same page. It's going well so far. I'm on Chiefs -3. Kind of like what you guys said, this defense is like allowed, I think, the most, like 18 points in the last like 5 games or something like that. They're playing lights out. And that just shows like even Mahomes, who still, I think, played pretty solid, during some of this stretch, but he's not even playing at his best yet. The second you start seeing him play to his level that he can play, I mean, this team is just going to start rolling teams. And yeah, I don't think the Chargers sweep the Chiefs here. I think Kelsey has a really big game here.
He hasn't done it last 2 weeks.
I know he hasn't had a big game recently, but this Chargers team, I think they'll do a better job. I mean, Tyreek, it's just these teams, we've discussed it. They play too high safety. They're not letting big plays. And I think Kelsey just is going to eat in the middle of the field against this team. And I think the running backs on the Chiefs have a good game as well.
Kelsey prime time is a different player than Sunday Kelsey too.
Yeah, this is prime for a big Kelsey spot, I think. Yeah. But Nick, not much else to say there.
Nick, did you go through the spreadsheet already and put your picks in?
Sure did.
Okay, well, when we you flipped it, so.
Oh.
So.
What do you mean?
Better double check that one, Marv.
I changed it for you, but
thanks.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
All right, next game. Saturday. We have Saturday football. Finally, this is awesome. We get a whole nother day to watch football away from our girlfriends.
That's what we need, right?
Just
love it.
I know my wife's gonna love that. But first game we have Raiders at Browns. Browns fan Nick, what's gonna happen here? We got some big COVID news coming in. The lines moved pretty drastically. I think it was at 6.5. It's down to -3 now.
Yeah, for good reason too. Fact check me here on this insane list of COVID injuries.
It's everybody.
It's so many people.
So on the offensive line last week, we had to play without Conklin. He's pretty much done for the year, right? So there goes our right tackle. Right guard Wyatt Teller, COVID. We get to keep our center, J.C. Treader, and Joel Blatoni, our left guard. Jedrick Wills, also out with COVID. Njoku might be back, but we traded him for Hooper. Harrison Bryant's still hurt, so going to run one tight end there. The guy they signed from the practice squad at tight end 2 also has COVID. Let's see. Greg Newsome still has a concussion from practice last week. He's probably not going to play. Ronnie Harrison's still
Landry
hurt.
has COVID.
Jarvis Landry. So we're pretty much down to Njoku, DPJ, Baker.
And
we got a running backs.
Hunt's out. Hunt's out.
Kareem Hunt's going to be out. So we pretty much just have Baker, Nick Chubb, DPJ, and Njoku. Scary. Kind of our core guys for a while, but it's going to be a bad one. I actually don't like the Browns in this one very much at all. We keep every game close, so any points against, when I saw 6.5, I actually took the Raiders there before this COVID news, so kind of happy with that bet. But even at 3.5 points,
it's at 3 now. So
3, yeah. I think we still pull out a win just because the Raiders are just playing abysmally. But I don't know. I'm going to play the points here.
3. Decory?
I don't even care about the COVID news. As long as that defensive front's healthy, I'm taking the Brownies. Raiders can't.
Yeah, but like Max Crosby against like practice squad guys is going to be a nightmare.
That's fine. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game usually in that aspect of like taking points, but the Raiders can't score points. They look bad. Their offense, they have no identity right now. Josh Jacobs looks bad. Derek Carr doesn't look great. They have no deep ball. The only person on the team that looks good is Hunter Renfrow, and the only reason he looks good is because he's catching 10-yard passes and like at least once every time they have the ball, every possession. So he's like ending up with like 13, 14 targets.
Yeah.
And
If anything, it speaks to how important Waller is. He's been out for 2 weeks and they literally can't do anything.
I mean, you're very
The
well.
Texans,
But he's going to
put
be
up
back though,
more
right?
points last week. So
He's supposed to be back though, right, Waller?
yeah.
Yeah, unless something crazy happens. But
Yeah.
I don't like where I think the Browns are a more competitive team than the Raiders right now. I don't think the Raiders haven't looked like themselves since week 3 or week 4. They've been bouncing back and forth ever since then. Since the news of what's his name got arrested. So I just Raiders fired the head coach. They no offensive identity. Give me as long as the Browns get no more COVID news, I'm taking the Browns minus the 3. I wish I would have gotten at the minus 6. Or
What?
sorry. No, sorry. I didn't mean that. Sorry.
He likes bet worse spreads.
Alternate spread.
Alternate spreads, but
I
still.
see what you're doing
money.
there, Corey. I like it.
Yeah, no, sorry. That's not what I meant. I meant the Browns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alex?
Yeah, this is going to be a bad game. This will be
So
be the
terrible.
game that Red Zone forgets. Like there's just going to be no points scored, no ball movement, a lot of punts.
No red zone on Saturday. This is the only game we have to watch.
Which
you're right,
honestly,
this
this might be a
Saturday.
game you just hang out with the wife. Like you don't even watch. This is just terrible.
It's like that Thanksgiving, the first game. What was it?
Yeah.
Bears
The
Lions or
Bears,
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TV's on, you're not watching though.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we'll spend the time
Save
with
yourself
the
some
family.
time.
You got
Yeah.
the old fashioned radio going, just
Yeah.
like right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be making Christmas cookies and finding any other excuse not to have to turn this game on.
It's gonna be bad.
Oh.
But I mean, in games this bad, I'm gonna pick the better team. And even though the Browns haven't looked good, they're still the better team in my opinion. So I'll side with Corey on this one, minus 3.
I'm definitely taking the Raiders here. This is just about betting the healthier team. Like I would have honestly considered Browns minus 6.5 with like an all healthy Browns team. But in this spot with Waller coming back as well, the Raiders offense is 100% better than the Browns offense. And then you have a Raiders defense that still, can bring pressure. And if you have that O-line, all banged up or out of COVID, that is going to get like Baker could just be in the dirt like every play. And I think especially in a low scoring game, the total's 40. Whenever a total is that low, I also like taking points just because, let's say the Raiders scored the first touchdown. The Browns would then need to score 2 touchdowns to be covering that spread. I mean, it's just like you get a slight early lead on a team and it's going to be easy to cover this in a low scoring game. So,
the only thing I say against that is that this news came out, last night / today. So
I think you're going to have quite a few of these players not in there.
No. I totally agree with you there that there's going to be players that miss. But what that does is it gives the backups a full week of practice. Now, if this would come out,
but I'm going to take Raiders starters over Browns backups.
I mean, they're still in the NFL for a reason. So
they're in the NFL, but I'm going to take the Raiders starters. I can guarantee you the Raiders starters are better than the Browns backups.
I mean, I don't know.
I do. I do know that.
Oh, okay.
And
you're a scout now.
I'm just saying that we'll see what happens, but that I don't know how the Browns are going to move the ball. The Raiders will probably just stack the box. It's going to be rough for the Browns, I think, this Saturday. Could just take them right out of the playoff race. We'll see. But definitely think
Big Nick Chubb day.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, we have the Patriots at Colts. We got both your guys' teams playing on these Saturday games. Could be an early exit from the playoffs for both of you guys.
I mean, okay, first of all, even if the Colts lose this game, they're not out of the playoffs. So
I know that.
But just saying that because the Saints have 0 shot.
I know.
Oh yeah, okay. Saints have better chance than the Browns. I'll tell you that.
No chance. No.
All right, but
losing record.
Okay, but we're in the NFC. AFC is tougher right now. So anyway, Patriots at Colts. The spread is minus 2.5. Colts fan Corey, what do we got?
Well, the line's been moving around, and I expect it to keep moving because
you expect it to move through, like in the Colts' favor still.
Yeah, I think it's going to
through the key number of 3.
I think it's going to swing the other way. So it's going to be beneficial for the Colts. If the Colts are getting, I want the Colts to get plus points here.
Oh, you're not getting plus points. The line's moved from Colts +1 to -2.5. You're not going to get plus.
I mean, it's been swinging. So
the boomerang. Ever heard of it?
No, it's called reverse line movement, and it's gone in favor of the Colts, which
as of right now it has. Yeah. And, Colts are getting healthier. Ryan Kelly's going to be back this week. They were on bye last week. The only person that they're going to be missing is Zaire Franklin, backup linebacker. He just got put on the COVID list. Obviously, we know what each team wants to do. One team's a little bit better at it than the other team, and that's running the ball. Colts are the best running team in the league as of right now. They have an MVP caliber running back. They got, in my opinion, I'd rather take a veteran quarterback over a rookie quarterback. Carson Wentz has looked good all year. Not saying Mac Jones hasn't. My thing with Mac Jones is that he hasn't been put in a situation where he has to lead the team down and win a game. So if the Colts are planning on winning this game, I think that what they're going to be doing is stacking the box, making Mac Jones throw the ball, and which, that's what the Colts are worst at. So is stopping the pass. So it will be interesting to see how well Mac Jones does against, a depleted secondary for the Colts. Now, they are healthier coming off the bye, but I still take, rookie quarterbacks are rookie quarterbacks, regardless of how good they are or how good they've looked. They still make rookie mistakes. And I think that, Mac Jones might throw an early interception, might get in his head. Colts are one of the best teams in the NFL in takeaways. If this game was in New England, I'd be more afraid. This game being in Indy I'm not saying Colts have a massive home field advantage because, they don't. So, and New England does. So, and I think this is a spot where we're going to not win with Jonathan Taylor, we're going to win with Carson Wentz. So, that's me. So I'm taking the Colts, obviously.
Alex?
Both these teams are top 5 teams against the spread this year. Pats at 9-4, Colts at 8-5. So both of these teams are good at covering. Very, I think, similar game plans like Corey's talking about here. Both teams are going to try and stop the run and make the quarterbacks throw. I think that we saw what happens when teams try. I know that the Colts run defense is probably better than the Bills run defense at this point in time after these last 2 weeks, but we saw what happened when everyone knew the Patriots were running the ball, and they still couldn't be stopped. I think this game is essentially a pick 'em. And so in those types of things, I'll take the points. So I'm going to go Pats +2.5 here.
Nick?
I might regret this, but I'm also going on the Pats side just because I don't think the Colts have really beat anyone good this year. All their tough opponents, they've taken the L. So, guilty until proven innocent here. Riding with the Patriots, probably one of the hottest teams in the NFL. Love Bill Belichick off the bye week, obviously, but let's see what the Colts could do. I'm going to cheer for them, but my money's going to be on the Patriots.
I will say before PB starts, in the games that we've lost, how many points we've put up? We haven't put up like a dud of a game. So the only issue right now is just not being able to close games. So,
and
I think you probably
have
are better
trouble
at
closing
stopping
this
the run
one
too than the Patriots.
Yeah.
DeForest Buckner's probably the best defensive player in this matchup.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Patriots +2.5. You're getting Bill Belichick off a bye with points. That's just, you have to take that. And I think this is, he's the best game schemer in the league as a coach. And this is just the perfect opportunity. What does Bill Belichick love using? His tight ends. It's where he signed both of these big guys. Colts are absolutely atrocious against the tight ends. Mac Jones isn't going to have to just throw the ball downfield to like Aguilar and Bourne and these guys. They're just going to be able to feast against this Colts team with Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. I think one of these guys is going to have a really big game. I think that's going to what?
He hasn't done anything all year.
Yeah, but I'm telling Bill Belichick will like, for example, they go into the Bills, his game plan is literally just run every play. That he game plan specifically for that. He's just going to scheme this game specifically to be a tight end game. That's just how he operates. He has schemes going into these games and he plays them just constantly. And Smith and Henry are just going to tear this Colts team apart. And then the Patriots defense is good enough to where, I mean, we haven't seen that classic, Wentz fumble, like Judon just coming through and just wrecking him. And we know Wentz has been prone to turn over the ball by fumbling, and you could see one of those games. Yeah, I'm taking the points with Belichick off a bye. And what I think could be also a lower scoring game as well. I think we'll have some boring Saturday games, that's for sure. A lot of playoff implications, but boring games.
Important matchups for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Season threatening.
All right, well, we'll see.
We shall see.
Bill Belichick does against one of the most high-powered offenses in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. Taylor also isn't doing anything. That's another thing Belichick does is he takes away your best player, and he's.
The other thing is a lot of people tried game script against him this year.
No, but Belichick knows how to do it. Some teams are like they want to do it, they know what, but Belichick actually executes his plan, and Taylor isn't going to do anything.
It's hard to execute against an MVP player.
It'll be he's not winning MVP, but it's going to be Taylor getting shut down, and it's going to be like Mac Jones having to beat the Colts team through the air with the tight ends, I think, and then Wentz is going to have to do it through like Pittman.
Which I already said. I think Carson Wentz will do it. So, all right, move on. Colts win.
Moving on.
LLL.
You didn't like that tight end bunch of thinking. All right, next game we have Panthers at Bills. We'll start out with Nick on this one. You gonna back Cam Newton again?
The Bills lost a close one in overtime last week to the almighty Buccaneers and Tom Brady. Tough one. They got to win. They're kind of in win or go home mode right now. It's a lot of points stacked up against them, but a pretty inferior Panthers team. However, I will say Panthers have a new offensive coordinator, and they did look a lot better last week. Robbie Anderson finally coming to life. Had a great 17.5 points sitting on my bench in a couple fantasy leagues, so I was really pumped about that. But you like to see it. They made a change, and you already start to see the impact. So positive signs. However, it's still Cam Newton, so that's going to be a hard fate against this Bills defense.
So you're taking the Bills minus 10.5?
Yep.
Okay. Alex?
Yeah, I'm with you there, Nick. Bills minus 10.5. Hard fought game, taking it to OT. Had a chance to beat the Bucs there. And this Panthers team is bad. So bad. I think they get it done. I think they win by 2 touchdowns here. Low scoring game again, though. I don't think the Panthers are going to put up many points.
Corey?
If the Bills somehow lose this game, I don't think they make the playoffs.
Yeah.
With how close the AFC is right now, if they slip another game, that'd be 3 in a row.
But they're not losing this game.
That's what I'm saying. They have to win. So I think they do in a pretty easy fashion, especially if Cam Newton's still playing quarterback for the Bills or for the Panthers on Sunday. I think they have a better chance to win PJ Walker, to be honest. So with that being said, I'll take the Bills at home in a must-win game. Minus 10.5 is a lot.
It is a lot, and I'm still on the 10.5. This is, like you said, I'm talking about motivation. Their Bills are at home, huge. They have to win this game. And the Panthers are terrible. Cam Newton looks terrible. They probably won't have DJ Moore, I'd guess, or he's banged up at the very least. So that on top of, basically just Cam's terrible. That's all I'll say, because I've been fading the Panthers wherever I can, and this will be no different. The Panthers will struggle heavily against this team. So yeah, I'm on the Bills minus 10.5. Next game we have Washington football team at the Eagles. Eagles coming out of their bye. We'll start with Alex on this one.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those gross, NFC East matchups.
Yep.
Just garbage football. I know Heineke's banged up. He's got a tag. Scary Terry got a concussion in that last game, so he's probably not playing either. Eagles coming off a bye. It's kind of the only reason I'm taking the Eagles here, because I think the Washington football team actually isn't like all that bad of a football team, and the Eagles aren't great, is because of the Heineke and Scary Terry news, along with Logan Thomas being done for the year now too.
Kendall Fuller's out too.
What's that?
Kendall Fuller.
Yeah.
Out too.
Yeah. So just I think they're too banged up to compete with an Eagles team who isn't great, but is good enough to cover this. Eagles -5.
Yeah, they really have like no playmakers left for Washington football team. Although I don't think Kyle Allen is like that big of a difference from Heineke. Honestly, like they're both like serviceable guys. So I don't think that's actually a huge loss compared to Fuller, Allen, and Scary Terry. But yeah, I like the Eagles off the bye here. The run game's moving quick. That's not the best way to beat Washington, but I think they can still get it done.
Corey?
So is he out, Heineke?
I don't know. He's banged up. I think he'll play.
Questionable.
Okay. Okay. Well, if I think he plays, because they again, they're another team. They're holding on to that last wild card spot in the NFC. So I think he plays.
He plays through a lot too. Like he's played injured a bunch this year.
Yeah. I like I said, I think this is a week where you just go with almost more healthy teams, except for that's totally going against what I did for the Browns. But I think the Browns are a little bit more serviceable than the Washington football team at this point. Not by a lot, but I think they're just a little bit better. And I think coming off a bye week, Eagles get healthy. Jalen Hurts maybe went to the film room and watched what happened last couple of games. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Eagles here. They're at home. Philly's a hard place to play. Washington, it's a divisional game. 5 points is a lot, especially for a division game. NFC always plays each other so close, but I don't know. I think Jalen Hurts is coming alive as a better quarterback. He hasn't looked great, but he has the traits to do it. He's a better running quarterback. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Eagles at home -5 here.
You almost talked yourself out of that one.
I did.
Yeah, I did.
I kept talking.
I really wanted, because both these teams, battling for that last NFC playoff spot, they play each other twice in the next 3 weeks. And I think it's just like the Eagles are going to win here. And I think the Washington football team will win when they're at home. Now, by how much is the question, 5 points. If the Washington was healthy, I'd take the +5. But I mean, with Heineke banged up, Scary Terry banged up, Fuller out, Logan Thomas, I guess and the Eagles coming out of the bye. They've definitely had a game plan going for this game. They need to win this. Yeah, I'm going to take the Eagles here -5. I think they should be able to win this by a touchdown or more. All right, now we have Jets at Dolphins. Dolphins, like I said this weeks ago, they're going to win a bunch in a row here because they've had kind of an easier schedule, but they're still motivated to try to make a playoff run. Corey, what do you think?
Even though they've won games in so many games in a row, they put themselves too big of a hole.
I know they did, but I'm just saying you just watch out for the Dolphins. The end of the
even at 6 and 7, they're 13th right now.
I get it. I get that. I'm just saying they're not out of it yet. Is all I'm saying.
This is like you're saying we have a chance. We need about
there's a chance.
That all this stuff to happen for them to get to that point, and it's just not going to happen. I think. I mean, how many times did they play the Jets? They really played them once this year, right? Yeah, they beat them, right?
Yeah.
So I think 8.5 points is a lot. If the Jets would start Joe Flacco or any other quarterback besides Zach Wilson, I think I'd take the Jets here. But they want to keep throwing Zach Wilson out there and let him throw picks and just. I think I saw the ticker roll by on Sunday at one point in time, and he was 2 for 14.
He's also playing the Saints, but yeah,
which aren't a good team either right now. So I'll take the Dolphins at home here. I don't even want to do that.
It's a lot of points, but I mean,
but it's also the Jets.
Zach Wilson versus Xavier Howard and who's that other cornerback that's really good down there?
There's Byron Pring or Murphy.
Yeah.
Or
No,
no,
not Murphy.
Byron Jones.
Byron Jones, thanks. Yeah. Byron Jones and Howard, I think 2 lockdown corners. The defense we know looks
They've
good.
not been completely locked down, but they've been solid.
Better than they started the year. I'll
Yes.
say that.
Yeah. And their run defense, my gosh, like Zach Wilson struggles.
Yeah.
They're just like, they bring so much pressure.
I mean, Christian Wilkins, he's like 350 pounds, and the guy probably runs like a 4.3. Terrifying human to play against. I really like the Dolphins. I agreed with you, PB. I think they're going to make a run for it. They're chopping down that list, Corey. Like they need a lot of things to happen, but they're putting themselves in a position to win. I don't think it stops here against the Jets team. Let's be honest. So 8.5, a lot of points. I like the home game. I think Jalen Waddle's set for a nice day. I don't really want to take the Jets the rest of the year without Elijah Moore. He was kind of like an X factor that could shake things up, but like,
And Corey Davis and Elijah Moore are done.
Yeah. I think Michael Carter might still be out as well. So
no, he's coming back, but
he is coming back. All right.
I think this is the Dolphins' last win this season.
Yeah, he's not going to be enough. Sorry.
The Dolphins play the Saints, Titans, and Patriots.
So I think they can beat the Titans.
I think they beat the Saints too then.
Okay, so then they have a playoff run, right, Corey?
No, I think this is the last game that wins. I'll take them at home here, minus the 8.5.
Alex?
Yeah, we've gone way too much into depth on this. It's the Jets. It's the Jets, right? Like,
bring us down to earth, Alex.
They're not going to put up many points in this game. The Dolphins have looked pretty good these last couple, especially, I mean, Tua and Waddle are throwing the ball well. So, yeah, Dolphins minus 8.5.
Dolphins minus 8.5. Jets are terrible. Dolphins are kind of on a roll right now. So they've been.
Don't overthink it, game. Don't overthink it.
This is also, we'll get to teasers, prime teaser game. Next game, we have Titans at Steelers. Steelers are -2 favorites. Is that right?
Titans -2.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Titans -2 going into Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Nick, what do we got?
Steelers always keep it close. So for that reason, I like the 2.5 points. I think they do better at home. I just also don't really believe in the Titans. They're so much worse than their record.
Is AJ Brown coming back this week?
Oh, he got put on IR again.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be done maybe till playoffs.
Okay, so they're basically, if they make, okay. So
yeah, there's a chance they get AJ Brown and Derrick Henry back for playoffs if they make it. Kind of intriguing, but I don't know. Like Foreman's been a pretty good backup. He's been an awesome fantasy pickup. I just don't see him doing that against TJ Watt and Devin Bush. That Steelers defense, I think, has some strength to it, and it's the run game. So, yeah, I like the Steelers here at home.
Alex,
give me some extra points too.
Yeah, Steelers coming off of a really close, hard fought, was that Thursday night game against the Vikings, right? That was, Ben drove them down the field that last possession, and then that Viking safety made a great play on that ball to Muth to save them the game.
I thought he had it.
I did too.
I would have won so much. Oh, that showdown slate. Sorry. I would have won so much money if he caught that touchdown. I was so salty.
Harrison Smith is a G though. He's good. I don't, the Titans aren't, they only beat the Jags like 20. I know they shut them out, but they beat them. They only put up 20 against the Jags. I think the Steelers and Big Ben is kind of making his this is Big Ben's probably last year. It's definitely his last as a Steeler. We'll see if anyone decides to make a chance at him next year, but I doubt it.
Saints.
Yeah, right.
So I think he's got a little bit more going for him, a little bit more to play for here in these last 3 weeks. He's going to be going all out, and the Steelers actually still have a playoff chance. It's like the Dolphins. A lot of stuff has to happen. But,
so there's so many motivational factors in this week's. There's so many playoff implications.
Yeah. I saw some crazy stat today. It's like the most teams still in qualification for the playoffs ever.
Wild.
Yeah. So not to go too much longer on that, I'll go Steelers at home pups plus the 2.
Corey?
I think it really just depends on how healthy the Steelers defense is. Watt being questionable, Joe Hayden's questionable.
They haven't had Hayden all year.
No,
I think Joe Hayden kind of fell off. Like he's not bad, but he's not the same Joe Hayden.
he's
as
not
he was early on the
reasonable.
Browns.
Well, I guess it really doesn't matter because the Tennessee Titans can't throw the ball. What did they finish last week? Like whoever said that, Alex, you were talking about, they only put up 20 points against
The Jags.
Ryan Tannehill, 20 of 31, 191. Like the only reason they won the game is because Trevor Lawrence threw 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
Literally the only reason they won, because their offense didn't do anything else. So, yeah, I mean, again, the back end of the AFC right now is so tight. And as a Colts fan, I just wish both teams would somehow lose this game, but just not possible. So, I guess I take Steelers here plus money or plus points, 6-1 or 6-1 throughout the year. I just like them at home. Pittsburgh's a hard place to play, and I think with how decimated the Titans are, especially on offense, they have no offensive identity. I've said it last week. I'll keep saying it until they figure out what they're supposed to be doing. So I'll take a healthier, better defense in the Steelers, I guess, than the Titans. That's really all I got.
Yeah,
I think Tomlin's got a good spread, good ATS when he's a dog too, and then add home into that.
Tomlin as an underdog. Yeah, this is an easy pick for me. I think like the Steelers plus money at home against a Titans team that I've also agreed has been overrated. I even thought they were overrated when they had, everyone healthy. Like in the sense that I didn't think they were ever going to go on a Super Bowl run or go anywhere in the playoffs. They've looked good in previous seasons with Henry and Brown there, and then they just don't show up in the playoffs. So yeah, I think the Steelers have a great matchup too. They can pass. Ben can at least I don't know how Lawrence couldn't pass on this team. That was just, that was embarrassing. But I think Ben's capable enough to get Deontay and Claypool going here. And I think they can have big games here. So yeah, I'm all over the Steelers at +2 here. I really hope it gets to actually even at +2, you can throw in a teaser, get it through the 3 and the 7. So
I feel like public money is going to be on the Steelers here.
Yeah, I could see that.
I could swing by Sunday. It might.
Yeah, we'll have to see where it goes, but at least there'll be a teaser consideration for me. Cowboys at Giants. We have Cowboys at 10.5-point favorites in this divisional game. I guess I'll go ahead and start this one off. This one's kind of tough because I love the Cowboys, but going into New York.
Mike Glennon playing again?
Yeah, I think it's still going to be Mike Glennon, but I think you might get some of their offensive pieces back. I don't know. I've been on the Cowboys all year, and I think what I might do is tease the Cowboys down from 10.5 to 4.5. But I think on the spread, I don't know how I can pick the Giants here, but I might be. It's just a lot of.
Are we sure Danny Dimes is out? Because he's questionable.
Yeah, I think he's going to be out.
He's listed as doubtful.
I think his injury is. I think he'll be done for the year, personally. But I'd still 10.5 is tough in a divisional game. I just see a backdoor. I think the Cowboys handily are winning, and then you see it. This is like a backdoor cover for me. I don't know why I'm taking the Giants here, but I just am.
Okay, Mike. Sorry, keep going.
I still like the Cowboys are one of my top picks to go to the Super Bowl, but I'm picking the Giants in this spot at home.
If I was a Giants fan, you're not making the. I mean, I guess there's a very, very slim chance you're
not making the playoffs. Yeah.
And yes, you're not mathematically eliminated. That's what I'm thinking. But why? I mean, why keep throwing Mike Glennon out there? Why not see what Jake from State Farm can do?
Yeah, they should. They should at least.
What is there to lose?
Yeah, I mean, Mike Glennon is probably gonna be retired by.
He must not look very good in practice.
I mean,
or they don't want him to get killed out there. They don't want to.
You gotta throw someone in there, especially if you don't think Danny Dimes is the answer.
Glennon's not your long-term answer.
Yeah, I mean,
you can rule that out for sure.
I don't know, but if I was a Giants front office person, I'd be like, throw in Jake, just see what he has. But Yeah, Mike Glennon, like PBC was saying, I think the Giants are getting a little bit healthier with some of the wide receiver pieces coming back.
The final score 27-17.
So Giants cover, you think? Yeah, you said that already.
Yeah, that's why I think it's like 27 to what 10, and then like just a garbage time touchdown, 27-17. All the Cowboys public money, they all like, oh, just brutal loss. Like that's how this game's gonna go, I think.
I didn't want to take the Giants because I'm like playing in my head that they're not going to start Mike Glennon because he's kind of hurt. I think Jake from State Farm's gonna be playing, but I guess I'll just take the better team right now. I'll take the Cowboys minus the 10.5. I've taken all favorites this week so far.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy?
Alone.
Last week was 11. What was it? 11-2 favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not alone here, Corey. I think the Cowboys are finally all healthy.
They are.
Like they have everyone back, and last week was the
Zeke's just gonna permanently be injured and just play.
Yeah,
Aaron Smith.
I'm not even that
he is
concerned
so
because
bad.
I actually think Tony Pollard. I mean, I'll give you credit, PB. Tony Pollard is better right now.
Right now, I've said it since
I know.
last year. He is just better than Zeke. I don't know why.
I know. I'm saying this year, like Zeke is definitely regressing. I think very common with superstar running backs at this age. Like they just start to take a step back. That's what they do, and the few that don't are pure anomalies.
You don't pay him. They just paid him, dude. That's why I said you don't pay him. And when I said that, everyone was just like, hey, how can you not pay this guy? Because this is what happens every time.
I think you still like to see Zeke at the goal line when you're in the playoffs. Like you definitely are feeling good in that spot. So
He got
hopefully it works out
out-carried
for
by
him.
Wendell's ball.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully they make that playoff push and it's worth it. But at 10.5 is a lot of points, but I think this Cowboys team is just, they're going to start going to a new level, I think, and just nobody's going to even come close to these guys. So big breakout time for the old boys.
Yeah, I think this is a big game for the Cowboys defense. Micah Parsons is getting his not only defensive rookie of the year, but defensive player of the year push these last couple of games. The Giants are they're just not good. And I think the Washington football team's offense is much, much better than the Giants offense, and only put up 20 on this Cowboys defense in a late, pick six. What are you doing, Dak type of thing? Like a mistake he just doesn't make.
That's what I'm saying. This is going to be some fluke backdoor cover. Like Cowboys winning this game all game looks like it's in the bag, and then some stupid garbage time thing that all back Cowboys bettors are pissed at.
Yeah, I still think the Cowboys get it done. I think Dak hasn't been playing that well, and he's due. And I think he gets it turned around here against a bad divisional opponent. So I'll go Cowboys minus 10.5.
All right. Well, next game we have Cardinals at Lions. And it looks like the spread is now at Cardinals minus 13.5.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that open at 6.5?
Yeah, there's no way that opens at 6.5.
I think the 2 week ahead look. These are all from Action Network, so I mean,
okay,
literally copied and pasted. So
that's crazy.
It's probably from 2 weeks ago, maybe after the
But
Lions.
at 2 weeks ago, the Cardinals looked even better. Like you would think that the line would go. I don't know. It's just odd to me.
I was just questioning it, but
I was too when I put it in.
Well, if anyone got 6.5, it was very few people. But we're at 13.5 now. Nick, what are your thoughts here?
Question for the crew: is Hawkinson and Swift going to be playing?
I just read something that Dan Campbell said he's hopeful that Swift is playing.
Oh, really?
I mean,
that's kind of a big difference.
Hopefully. He said hopefully. So I think
Hawkinson is day to day too. So I would say both are questionable at the moment.
Yeah. 14.5 is kind of a lot.
13.5.
13.5 is kind of a lot. They're really good against the spread. Last week, I think, was a fluke because of so many injuries. So I kind of want them to get back on pace. I almost want to take the Lions here. That's very hard to do against this Cardinals team. I mean, they lost a very close game Monday night, right?
I don't think
They're going to have to pick up some momentum here if they want that 1 seed. So
no, they blew that.
Doing some coin flips in my head here, but I guess I'll take the Cardinals.
All right. Alex?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cardinals here too, in a bounce back spot after a tough Monday night game. Especially, I'm right now. That pick is also based on Swift and Hawkinson being questionable and hopefully out for this pick. I think the Cardinals bounce back. Without Swift and Hawkinson, the Lions put up 10 points against the Broncos, and
I think they probably do the same thing again. Right,
yeah.
like pretty similar defense. So that's what I was like. All right, are the Cardinals gonna put up more than 24 points?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
Probably a good chance.
Yeah. So a lot of points here. Both teams are in the NFL for a reason, but I think the Cards bounce back and cover by 2 touchdowns.
Corey?
I'm strictly taking the Lions based on Swift and Hawkinson playing. Obviously they had no offensive weapons last week. Swift was out, Williams was out, Hawkinson was out. I mean, they couldn't stop the run either. That was the biggest issue. Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams both went for 2 touchdowns apiece. So as long as they can figure out how to do that, they might have a chance here against the Cardinals. Cardinals will probably have Chase Edmonds back, and Connor got a little hurt last night's game, but
he's getting an MRI. I don't know if it's come back yet.
So we'll see. Lions have been that team that I've literally bet against all year, and double digits. I'd like to know the record when they're double digit underdog.
Well, that's like every week.
Well, I don't think it's been every week, but I think
It's been almost every week.
Pretty close.
All right, but I'm taking the Lions here. The Fighting Lions. I think, I think that they have. I think they cover. They're not going to win this game. I don't think they will. But Cardinals look a little banged up. They didn't look very good last night, especially against a team that didn't have one of the best cornerback in the entire NFL. I don't understand the Lions defense is not the Rams defense, but I don't know. I'll take the 13.5 points. I think it's a lot.
You're betting the points here, Corey.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the Cardinals 13.5 here. I think the Lions get absolutely smashed. The Cardinals are still like one of the best teams in the entire league. And after coming out of that loss, I think they're just going to want to have a nice little bounce back, just stomp the other team, show them who they really are. And I know they're, Connor and Hopkins might be a little banged up, but we've seen Colt McCoy go in there, this Cardinals team, and lead them to cover spreads all year. So, I mean, that's enough said. And now they get to play a Lions team and just win. I think they'll easily win by 2 touchdowns here. This Lions team is so bad. And the Cardinals defense, I think, is still pretty solid. I don't see how the Lions are going to do anything against this Cardinals defense. The Lions
had a flu thing go through their team last week too.
And I was going to say, one thing to keep in mind is this is one to wait to bet, probably because of all of the Rams COVID news. Having just played the Cardinals, there's a chance.
If you're betting Lions, you would bet it now. If you're betting Cardinals, you might want to wait.
Right. Yeah, based on the 3 of our picks.
Also, I think the Cardinals solely lost the first place game or first place.
I still think they're definitely in contention. Their remaining schedule is the Lions. Then they get the Colts at home. They should be able to win that one. The Cowboys, they might lose, and then they get the Seahawks at home.
Like, why do you just say things like that? You just say you all you want to do is just start little arguments throughout this.
I'm not starting. I'm telling you what I think happens. They're going to win 3 of their out of the next 4 games. What does that put them at? 13 and
next game.
Okay, whatever. Well, I'm on the Cardinals. Whatever. Next game we have Texans at Jags.
Oh yeah,
hot divisional matchup here. A lot of implications for draft picks. Though. And all right, Corey, what's gonna happen in your division here?
All right, I got a number behind my back.
3.
No.
Great
Nick.
podcast.
13.
What's happening? What are you doing?
TV, say a number.
13
1.
behind his back.
It doesn't matter because these teams both suck. I mean, you guys could have been right, could have been wrong. Who's
But I don't.
knows?
What were the numbers picked? What are we?
It doesn't
doing?
matter. Exactly. There's no point to it because this game doesn't matter. There's no points to that game I just gave out. So
Yeah.
I'm taking coin flip. Jags minus 3.5. No, Texans plus 3.5. That's
Yeah,
my
there you
analysis.
go.
We'll keep this one fast. I'm going with the Texans just because whatever team you get points, you just take the points because I don't know how anyone could lay points with a team like the Jags and any of these bottom tier teams. I don't know how you can possibly lay points.
Maybe this is a Trevor Lawrence game. Who knows? And they just smashed.
I know
him.
this is probably the Trevor Lawrence game, but I don't know what you were saying about him maybe purposely forfeit, like losing just to get Urban Meyer fired. Might have some credence to it because I don't know how he didn't do that against the Titans.
4
secondary.
interceptions. 4.
He's
Yeah.
thrown 1 touchdown in like 6 weeks.
I know he looks bad.
The
So,
Jags.
I think he's a bust, and anyone who spent thousands of dollars on his rookie card is probably super pissed right now. Shout out Mr. Flanley. But I think we talked about these breakout.
I won't say he's a
games
bust
for
yet,
the young QBs. No credit for the boy Davis Mills last week. That guy shredded.
he looked
Come
pretty good.
on. All right, like him breaking out with some points, hands down, taking the Texans.
The Jags are not going to win another game this year. They're not going to cover another spread this year, and they're probably not going to score another point this year until Urban Meyer is fired, because that entire building hates his guts and will purposely lose to get him out.
I have a question. Is this actually still at 3.5? Like, I'm just shocked that they.
It was at 4:30. It was at 4:30 on.
Is it at 3 now? I'm gonna look because I'll take that right
No,
now.
it's at 4. It's at 4 for the Texans. Plus 4.
I think that means I think you have to take the Texans. Like, you
Texans.
can't lay 4 points. You can't lay 4 points with the
Should be
Urban
a
Meyer.
pick'em game. Should be a coin flip game.
Crazy.
Texans.
All right.
Let's move on.
Next game we have Bengals at Broncos. Broncos minus 1.5 point favorites.
Pick them.
Yeah. It's a pick 'em now, or
No,
I mean,
Nick is just
basically.
playing that.
oh, you're saying it should be a pick 'em.
He's
Yeah,
just
I
saying
mean,
it's
with
close
2,
enough.
I think anything under like 2.5
Well,
points.
it's not a
like, kind
pick 'em
of
as you
pick 'em.
saw with the Browns. They were 2.5 and you lost because
That's what I said. Anything under, it's like kind of a pick 'em.
Yeah, but okay. Well, Nick, what do you got here in this game?
I think if you bet this game, you got to go Bengals money line right now and get some positive points off the bat.
Positive.
But I think the Bengals will win. I think Burrow just hasn't played all that great, so
he's looked.
I think he bounces back. I mean, Denver's not playing for all that much. I mean, they're both kind of still in the hunt, just like trying to survive, but they're both gonna sputter and not make the playoffs. So I think I just like Burrow over Bridgewater for sure, but Mile High, and I really like Denver's defense. So it's kind of a tough one, but still gonna go with the Bengals.
Alex.
Yeah, how's the Bengals run D? Are they good?
That's they're weaker against the run than they are.
No good.
No good.
They got Larry Ogunjobi from the
That's
Browns.
that's like they're more of a run funnel defense. Yeah.
Gotcha. This is a tough one based on that alone, because if their run defense was good, this is a no-brainer for me. Bengals are looking to be, at least for the time being, that division winner, or at least have the best chance to get it, in my opinion. Broncos.
Do you think
still
the
playing.
Bengals have the best chance to win the AFC North?
Yes. Who do you think's got a better chance?
Anyone else? I think they're the least favorite, in my opinion.
There's no way you can have the Steelers over the Bengals, Nick. No possible way.
How can you have the Ravens without Lamar over the Bengals?
And if the Ravens don't have Lamar, that
I
team
think the
is
Browns
absolutely
could win it,
horrendous.
I don't know that they.
I'm not saying the Browns couldn't. I'm saying I think right now the Bengals have the best shot to do it.
I don't. know, like odds wise, if they have the best chance because like there's a lot of unknowns with
In
Lamar.
my
like
opinion.
200.
They just haven't been
In my
playing
opinion.
that well. Like they're not. They started hot, but we haven't seen that in weeks. So their defense is not that great.
The
Let's be
Bengals
honest.
defense is not that great.
They're not elite, and they're not going to win.
They're
in
above average.
December.
They're like a solid defense.
I
They're
just
not like
I just think at this time of the year, especially in the AFC North, like games are won and lost in the trenches, and you got to run the ball more. You got to, weather and snow starts to factor in here in these last few games. And I just think the Bengals offensive line is not going to win them games. Like I would much pick the Browns, even though they could lose this week, and then they have the Packers next week. So like hopefully everyone's healthy for that matchup. But
all
I
right,
don't
Corey,
know.
what do you
I
think?
even like the Steelers more than the Bengals, honestly.
That's
All right.
ridiculous.
I guess we'll see. I'm a ride with the Bengals here. I think they got more to play for than the Broncos.
Corey,
I mean, they're both 7-6. They're both fighting for that last. I don't think either team makes the playoffs here. I said the Bengals, for them to win the playoffs or to make the playoffs, they had to win that game against the Chargers. They did not. And then
the 49ers, you mean?
I said it 2 weeks ago when they lost to the
What
Chargers.
would have mattered if they win against if they win one, lose one, their record's the same.
But they lost both of them. I think that was
Yeah, I'm saying, but I don't know. If they would have beat the 49ers last week, they would have been leading the division, right?
No,
Yeah.
the Ravens still would have been leading.
The Bengals have the tiebreaker, I thought.
Ravens have a better record, don't they?
No,
They're
they
9-5.
would have both been 8-5.
They both would have been 8-5. Well, okay. Well, doesn't matter. They lost last week. And honestly, they shouldn't have been. I mean, they brought it back and they scored a late touchdown, but they let the 49ers march down the field. And Robbie Gould, who never misses, he finally missed something. And then they obviously
So you're on Teddy, 2 gloves here.
I'm on the running offense of the 49ers, yes, at home.
Of the
Up in that-
Broncos.
Of the Broncos, sorry, up in Denver, elevated, you got the factors, the outdoor factors playing this game. I like, late in the season when it's, December in Denver, they're running the ball, the high elevation. I don't think the Bengals will be able to stop the two-headed monster right now of 49ers. So I'm going to take and plus Denver has a better defense than the Bengals. So I'll take the 49ers, or keep saying 49ers. PB, if you didn't say anything, I wouldn't have been fine. I'm taking the Broncos at home, better defense, and basically what we, almost discussed as a pick 'em.
Well, good thing they're not playing in the snow, and it's
Doesn't matter. It's
high
still
55 degrees on Saturday in sunny Denver this weekend.
Yeah, okay.
So,
but it's still 55,000.
yeah, okay. The elevation, the Denver is definitely one of the hardest places to play purely because of elevation. But like I'm taking at plus money, I'm taking the points with Joe Burrow and that offense over. I do think the Broncos have a better defense. Yes, I do. But I think the offense, I think the Bengals defense is solid enough, and the Bengals have a much better offense than the Broncos. So
Good teaser game.
yeah, this is a prime teaser game. If you get the 1.5 to the 7.5, it's probably my favorite teaser right there.
Were the Bengals favored last week?
The Bengals were no, the line rotated.
It was
Bengals,
pretty similar.
It was like plus 1.5 or plus 2 Bengals.
The Bengals were plus money at home.
Yes,
I think against the
Niners.
It started out
49ers
as them a
are hot,
favorite
dude.
and then it switched. But yeah.
Uh,
But anyway, yeah, I'm riding the Bengals there. Favorite, I will say, if that 1.5 to 7.5, that is so far my favorite pick to include in teasers. Next game, we have Falcons at 49ers. 49ers 8.5 point favorites. Nick.
This team's very hot. A lot of that Super Bowl run team is still kind of there. I mean, they're missing a few guys, Buckner and maybe a few other guys.
Their secondary is pretty beat up right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think their offense is just a juggernaut. Maybe the hottest in the NFL right now. Kittle's playing out of his mind. Debo's getting back healthy. He looks pretty solid. So I got to go with the Niners here.
Corey?
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking Niners. Their defense is a little banged up right now, but Falcons, I mean, the Falcons did get a win last week, and they are still actually in the playoff hunt, as crazy as that sounds. But I don't think they're going
Falcons aren't going to the playoffs.
to. They're in the hunt.
They're in the hunt. Yeah.
Are the Saints in the hunt?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's my point. So
That's fine, but
okay.
ahead.
Well, you want to spew out how your team's not making the playoffs, even though they're in the hunt. And when we start talking about other teams, but anyways, we're not.
Luckily, we get to play them, and that'll just eliminate them right there.
But yeah, I'm taking 49ers here at home, -8.5. I don't think the Falcons have anything to play for. I think they're just winning too many games right now to hurt their draft position. Matt Ryan's on his way out. Their offense, I mean, offense looked okay last week. I didn't think they'd do much, but they also picked off Cam twice and had a defensive touchdown. So yeah, I'm just giving the 49ers their better team.
Alex?
Falcons cover, Niners win.
Okay, I'm on the 49ers. I just think the Falcons are still not that good. I don't really have too much to add. I think this is another, it's not like my favorite teaser, but it's just qualifies for the going through. They're called Wong teasers, but for those listeners that have never heard of it, but yeah, getting it through the 8.5 down to 2.5 is a pretty good spot for the 49ers. I think at home, especially. Yeah, this is where the Falcons playoff hopes go to die this game. All right, next game we have Seahawks at Rams. Big divisional game here. Seahawks are, again, they're still motivated to try to make the playoffs, and Russell Wilson's always going to stay motivated. Corey, what do we got?
Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited.
Even against the Texans, the Seahawks, I mean, they looked okay. They looked better. Their defense is still really bad. Davis Mills had a pretty good game against them.
That defense is really
They
bad.
probably have the worst defense in the NFL right now
And
without Jamal Adams.
I don't agree with that. But.
I mean, they're not great.
They're in the
They're
bottom.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
Bottom tier.
But yeah, I think Rams are trending in the right direction. The Seahawks are not. They're winning games, but at this point in the season, there's not really a reason for them to keep winning besides maybe trying to keep the band together. But we've all discussed the last 4 or 5 weeks that Russell Wilson should be a Saint, a Bear, anywhere but Seattle. So I'm taking the Rams -4. It's easy. I take Rams -6.5, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm surprised this spread's not bigger. To be totally honest, obviously we got some COVID stuff going on with the Rams, but they're at home. -4 makes it feels like a trap. Feels like a trap game.
It is.
So assuming that like OBJ and a couple of guys on the defense are the only ones out with COVID and like a bunch more guys and like Stafford doesn't get in, stuff like that, take the Rams at home -4.
The other thing about this is Tyler Higbee didn't even have COVID. It was a false negative.
Positive.
Yeah.
Or false positive.
No.
False negative. He gave it to everyone.
This is just absolutely ridiculous. The COVID news, it's coming in. It's just contact tracing, and a lot of people I think the NFL's, we've discussed about it, it's very political right now anyway, so they just take as many precautions as necessary. And I think that, especially with the way LA is set up, I'm pretty sure almost everyone on that team is probably vaccinated. So I think it's just kind of blown out of proportion. But the Seahawks has not shown us. Okay, my pick is barring like the entire offensive side of the ball. Like if Stafford's out, obviously I'm not taking.
Yeah, this is okay. So this is at this moment in time when OBJ is the biggest name on the offense out.
Exactly. So that's my asterisk. But okay, go PB.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on the Seahawks here. This is a trap game coming off the big win against the Cardinals. You have a lot of COVID, and I think more like this is a game where you can just take the points, and then I still, even if everyone was healthy on the Rams, I'd take the +4, and then you get any type of COVID news to benefit you as well. If all of a sudden some people start getting ruled out. And this is the Geno Smith game from last time. Like Russell Wilson looked pretty solid and then got his injury. And then, Geno came in, and there was a point where it looked like he could actually win them the game. But but DK Metcalf that's when DK Metcalf was playing well. He had the 2 touchdowns and like 100 yards. I just think in this divisional game, it's gonna be lower scoring. I think the Seahawks defense is bad, but I don't think it's the worst by any means. That's for sure.
Wait, hang on. Is Seattle a bad team?
Is Seattle bad? I think that they're
okay. When I say bad, are they below average or above average?
Oh, they're not above average. They're below average.
Okay, so then I would institute them as a bad team.
No, bad. I classify teams like the Bears.
They're a
the
good bad team.
They're like above like the Falcons, the Bears, the Panthers.
Are they a top 20 team in your opinion?
Yes.
You think they're a top 20 team?
I would. I mean, I think so.
Not this year. Normally, yes.
Just as long as Russell, when you have a team, I think they can. The thing is about games though, like there's some teams that just are never playing at that level. The Seahawks are a team that can play at that level. They can. Now they don't always do, but they can. And in a game where they're very familiar with each other, and Russell Wilson is very familiar with the Rams, I will take the points here. In other years, this game would have been probably a much closer spread. And you still have the COVID stuff that can benefit you on the spread side of things. So yeah, I wouldn't even be surprised if the Seahawks won this game, to be honest, but I'm going to take Seattle +4.
So you'd want to bet that now, and the 3 of us would want to wait on the COVID news on the Rams.
Yeah, I guess if you were, take the Rams, you might want to wait. But yeah, I'm on the Seahawks here.
I think the only time the Seahawks do well is when they keep Russell Wilson upright. And yeah. I don't think that's even remotely possible without that offensive line's performing. So, we know that Stafford beats up on bad teams. So,
yeah, but I think the Seahawks are a team that can play at the level of a top 20, top 15 team, top 10 team at times. When you have Russell Wilson, you can play to that level. Next game we have Packers at Ravens. This one was like plus. I saw Packers -7 right after that Lamar injury. It's now at Packers -4.5. It looks like, and I checked it was -5 because I actually bet the Packers -5. I just think this is a game where if Lamar plays, I would still be fine. Well, I guess I wouldn't be as comfortable, but I still don't think he's going to run that as nearly as much like that. What is it? It's his ankle, right?
Yeah, it's his ankle.
Yeah, it could be like a high ankle. That is like the biggest part of Lamar's game. Like, I don't know that limits him so much. And so I already took the Packers -5. And then if Lamar's out, I mean, the Ravens are like a bottom 5 team with that roster without Lamar. I don't know. What do you think?
They're not good. I mean, the defense,
like that secondary is horrible. That defense, and then their offense would be led by Brett Hundley, right?
Yeah. And
you would get the Packers at -5. And if Lamar's in with the ankle issue, you still have Packers. I don't know. It feels like the Packers are just this way safer bet.
Yeah, this is my lock of the week. Pains me to say it. Pains me to go with the Packers as a lock of the week as a Bears fan, but I'm going to do it because I think it's a no-brainer. They've been a wagon all year. I think they're the best team in the league right now, and 11-2 against the spread, and I think that gets to 12-2 this week. Lock it in, boys.
Yeah, I think this is a Packers by 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so what the Ravens like to do, even with their defense right now, is a zero. Like they put their corners on the worst possible scenarios on one-on-ones. They're like I think they're the team that blitz the most and leaving cornerbacks on island. I think they do 0 blitzes all the time, have no safety help. They won't be able to do that this game. And if they try, Aaron Rodgers is going to absolutely crush them. And I just see no way, even with Lamar Jackson, even if he does somehow play this game, which if I was a Ravens fan, I wouldn't want him to, because
yeah, you don't want that. That ruins everything. Like he goes out because like they still have a solid chance of making the playoffs without him, but like it ruins everything if he's out.
The funny thing was I was like talking with my sister's fiance, and I was like, I think this is the game that Lamar gets hurt, because I don't,
You said that on the pocket.
But he didn't get hurt how you thought. He was in the pocket.
No, well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, he still got hurt. It wasn't like
right, but it wasn't how you imagined.
But it was like the biggest ass. If it was a hand, that'd been totally fine. But it was his ankle. I mean, and so this is Packers. Another one I just want to take like an alternate spread of like minus.
Is this your lock too with Alex?
I kind of want to just make it my lock because I don't think it's going to be close. I was going to be a little bit contrarian, but I'm not. I'm going to go with Alex. I'm locking this.
This is your lock?
Yeah.
Nick?
Ride it. Let's go. I got the hot hand on my lock. Let's freaking go, boy.
You know what? I honestly, we might have, this might be the first time we have a 3-way lock. Like, I just can't see
a 4-way.
If Lamar's out.
We're going to Skyline Chili, baby. Give me the 4-way.
I just don't see how, like, I think Lamar is going to be out. And then the line goes to what? Like closer to double digits, right? Like
yeah, it would have to.
Which it scares me. Like this just feels like a trap that the line moved from 7 to 4. Like they think he's going to play. But even if he plays again, like I'm still fine with this being my lock because we get a Lamar who is limited by his ankle.
Yeah, he's banged up.
The only reason I wasn't going to make this because Alex took it. So
yeah, but like you can go in on a lock. Like this is the first week we could just go 4-0. Like just everyone pile in on this.
4-0-4.
So Nick's in on it too.
Yep.
Right.
I actually think the difference between Lamar Jackson and what is it, Tyler Huntley?
Yeah, it's not Brett. Brett's on the
it's not Brett. Yeah, it's not that big of a difference.
Oh, okay. Don't say that. Stop. Don't even say that.
Lamar was.
Did you see him run?
He like yes, you can say Baker and Case Keenum. There's not a difference, but to you to say Lamar, who's that dynamic of a runner, is that stop? That's just you're discrediting.
I think he's just as good of a runner. I think Lamar's probably better like passing.
He's not just as good of a runner as Lamar.
Did you watch that game at all, dude?
Yeah, the Browns just aren't good at times. Like, it's just the Browns. Like, you cannot tell me he's as good of a runner as Lamar. Come on.
Take him over Taysom Hill, that's for sure.
All right, let's go to that game.
We're just done with you. You just
wait. So
we probably lost it now because Nick just ruined it.
All four of us are locking this game.
Yeah, I'm locking it in.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Let's ride, boys. Let's ride.
All right. Now we just have Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football to go through. We get.
I don't know why you're like clapping your hands like this is a great spot for you.
Oh yeah, we're gonna. Brady is owned by the Saints. Like the Saints just own Tom Brady. I don't know what else to say. It's just a fact. It's not even disputed. Like we own him. That's just it. And
right, that is just it because the rest of the league just slaps you.
No. We've remember Joey Winston beat a team. Was it the Packers?
He's fumbling.
He's the number one seed in the NFC. We beat the number one seed in the AFC. We beat the number 2 in the NFC. Now. We beat the Bucks. All right. Okay, I just wanted to confirm all that.
All right,
but we get
that's
to
a good 11 seed though. That you'll get good playoff seeding for sure.
We get to play the Bucks again. And I mean, it should just be like the majority of time the Saints play the Bucks. This is when Tom Brady just chokes, and the Saints. I mean, it's as a double-digit underdog here. You know, Taysom. Now we have a team's getting healthier. We have that O-line getting healthier, and we have the defense. We have Gardner Johnson back.
Oh.
We're healthier when the Saints. This is the same defense that Tom Brady just got wrecked against. I mean, I don't know what else to say. And so it's just, you know, this is gonna be my lock if the Packers weren't. But yeah, I mean, Saints all day plus 10.5.
Yeah, I think Bucks win, Saints cover. Too many points.
Nick?
I mean, I'm going with the Bucks. I mean, Tom Brady is literally where playoff hopes go to die. And we've seen that for 2 decades now. We're just, you know, Saints are another sad case of that. For, you know, Christmas coming up, I'm really excited to, be a part of PB's Christmas this year and get him an old Saints uniform and a nice brown bag to wear over his head for the rest of the year. Back when they were the
Browns have less hope than the Saints.
We're talking about the Saints All right. So you're going to continue to wear the brown bag as you exit your playoff dreams this Sunday. So there's really not much more to say to that. And Merry Christmas, PB.
Okay. The only way the Saints win this game is if Taysom Hill learns how to throw the ball between now and Sunday, because last time we watched him throw the ball, he looked horrible.
Oh, you mean after he had like messed up his finger? Right after he looked great before that, and then messes up his finger.
No excuses. Play like a champion. Come on.
And then he goes out and wins 30-9 against. I mean,
if he's hurt throwing the ball, and that's the only chance you have to winning, why is he still playing the game? Why is he still in there?
And why are you bragging about beating the Jets?
Well, I'm just saying that was just it was just
but he did. The Saints ran the ball. That's the only reason they won that game.
Okay, but we have to understand it's not just the offense. Brady struggles so much against the Saints. Like every time he's played us, even in the playoffs when he's played us, he struggled.
We talk about
Did he win those?
Like he plays.
He won one. He's beaten the Saints once. The Saints are 3-1 against Brady. About to be 4-1.
This is about to be another time where you got. I just don't see where points are coming on your side if you can't throw the ball.
On the defense, we'll probably have a pick six in there. You'll have Taysom that's still going to be able. So the thing about the Bucs run defense is, yes, like Kamara is not. They're not going to run north and south with Kamara. Like Peyton's smart enough to know. Like Kamara in the receiving game has shred the Bucs historically, and then Taysom is going to be able to. The Bucs aren't as good against like mobile quarterbacks as they are just against the run.
Tell that to Vita Vea.
I just don't see your offensive. There's no offensive firepower on your team besides Kamara. So, and I just don't think how, if like you guys have a chance, the only chance you having is if Tom Brady throws 2 picks and gets injured and comes out.
No, he didn't get injured. He'll just be Tom Brady against the Saints, and that's not a good version.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm taking Bucs.
So, but you're getting 10.5 points here. Like this is not even like the Saints winning.
One of the best teams at home this entire year.
Okay.
Give me the Bucs.
You take them. All right. Last game, we have Monday Night Football, Vikings at Bears. We have the Vikings at -4. We'll start out with Alex, Bears fan.
Yeah. I think last week was like the Bears Super Bowl, and they looked great in it. Let's be honest.
I think it was the best game for Fields.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Every time I hear that is like, oh, they said that. I heard another game where Fields looked great, and then he's lost by double digits both times.
Okay, here's the thing with Fields. If you put Mac Jones on the Bears, do you think Mac Jones has a good year? Not compared to what's his face.
I think he has a better year than Fields, but not that great of a year.
But not a good year. If you put Fields on the Pats, Fields has maybe not as good of a year as Mac, but still a good year.
Yeah. It's a coach.
So here's the thing.
But Fields has just looked his decision making like.
So here's the thing. He's got the talent to be a starting NFL quarterback and a good one. He's in a horrible position right now to showcase that. They're not playing to his strengths. They're not letting him roll out and bootleg and play action and get his feet going. Nagy is Nagy. There's no need to go into that. Everyone knows what's going on there. So until, similar to the Urban Meyer situation, I don't think the Bears cover another game until Nagy's out of there. I know we got primetime Kirk.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason my brain is going like back and forth on this one.
Well, you already know what to do because this isn't just primetime Kirk.
It's
Monday night primetime Kirk. That is the worst version of Kirk Cousins you'll ever see.
Yeah.
So you have to count for that.
He put up 36 points on the Steelers in a primetime spot. It was Thursday. I know he's worse on Mondays, but it's also
when you talk about the case of the Mondays, that is the definition of Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, enough analysis on that.
You're still taking the Vikings?
Yeah, Vikings -4.
Oh, man, that was the time to bet on your Bears right there because I'll go next. I'm on the Bears at +4. I don't like Fields at all, but divisional game. The Vikings have just played close games all year long. And in this divisional game, like I'm going to take the points with the Bears at home, and you're getting to fade primetime Monday night Kirk Cousins, which I love to do. You basically have only one money doing that. If you just bet against primetime Kirk every single time he's played on Monday, you just won money. It's as simple as that. You'd be up like, I don't know, if you bet a unit, it's just you're up like over 10 units doing it.
What about regression? Regression to the mean.
Well, that implies with team, like there's individual players that can just be terrible, but like teams as like, you know what I mean? Like Kirk Cousins is just historically been just like kind of like Matt Stafford, like over his career, he's like 10-70 or whatever against winning teams. It's just like at the end of the day, there's still like a player can just be bad and never regress to the mean. Like Dwayne Haskins is bad and will never regress to being good or average. He's just bad.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, that's why the stats are very one narrative sided. To like, you could like, my argument could be regression to the mean for Kirk in prime time because he sucked so much, and the mean.
But he can just suck. That like he's just Kirk Cousins, and
just like teams can suck and not regress to the mean as well. Like, yeah. You could use the argument on both sides to make your case. Is all I'm saying.
And that game Kirk Cousins played, like that was the defense's fault. Like he played very good in that game.
Yeah, I'm not. That was. I'm just saying, like if you've just, just has not showed up.
Overall, yeah. I mean, over time you can definitely say that. But like this year, how many times has he played on primetime? Once, twice?
Let me actually. No, he played against the Cowboys when the Cowboys were like depleted and he lost.
Okay, and then that was the last time, and then against Steelers, 1-1.
Yeah, I'll have to check. But go ahead into your take.
But I'm just saying, like, the Vikings are a much better team right now than the Bears. Bears are poorly coached. It's pretty evident. I mean, they made a little bit of comeback last week against the Packers, but I mean, I just don't see a place where the Bears succeed in this game. And you can say primetime this, primetime, like, again, you have to go out and play the game. And you think Kirk Cousins, like, he's like, oh shit, I got to play on Monday.
I don't think that. Actually, some players when they're in the spotlight, like when they know they're going to be in the spotlight, they can choke. Like some people just aren't good in the clutch situations.
He's been very, very, very good this season. Kirk Cousins has. So give me it is in Chicago.
It is in Chicago.
Bears -4. Or sorry, Vikings -4.
And do you know what's? Yeah, so yeah, he lost against the Cowboys, beat the Steelers, then he gets the Bears, and then he gets to go into Green Bay and lose another primetime game.
Yeah, he'll probably lose against the Packers because it's the Packers.
Yeah, so it'll just be another case of just him sucking in primetime if he goes 1-3 this year in primetime.
He's not going to.
We'll see. I honestly think the Bears can win this game, but at least
I think they could too. But I mean, Zimmer and Nagy are both playing for their jobs. Let's be honest. Zimmer's better than Nagy for sure. So I think it's as simple as that.
Not by much, but yeah. But okay, well that wraps up this week. We did our locks. Does anyone have?
We had a good teaser.
You do have a teaser? Okay.
Yeah. So my big spread teaser hit last week. We got the Packers, Chargers, and Chiefs in that one. That one hit. So I'm gonna run it back. Big spread teaser. We're gonna go 7 points here. We're gonna get the Bills down to -3.5, -3.5, Cards down to -6.5. And
why do you want the Bills why do you want them at 7 points? Because if you can just get them 10.5 to 4.5. Oh, is it because of the other teams?
Cardinals -6.5. So I want to get that through the touchdown through 7, and then Bucks -3.5. So I'm probably leaving a little bit of money on the table.
How do you get because 7? Okay.
Yeah. I'm probably leaving a little bit on the table here, but bringing it to 7. But that's what I'm taking this week.
Anyone
I think you could run a teaser on anyone in the AFC North and have a nice day.
Yeah, I think every teaser there was one. The Jaguars were the only team. I don't know. I said like 5, I think, teams, and the Jaguars were the only ones that missed. I don't know. I guess I'll never take the Jaguars again. But this week we went over it. I think the Patriots are a pretty solid team. You get them to 8.5. Then you can get the Bills to the 10.5 down to 4.5.
You'll need all 8.5 of those points, by the way.
What?
You'll need all 8.5 of those points.
That's great. I'll take the Patriots in a 40-point total at 8.5 points all day. And then you get the Bills down to 4.5, the Dolphins down from 8.5 to 2.5, I think, Bengals plus 7.5, favorite one to include, and 49ers down to 2.5. Yeah, those are the best ones, I think. So, hope you guys found some nuggets. Since we ran a chalk talk, we've all been winners here with our overall picks. So tune in tomorrow for our breakdown of the DFS main slate. I don't know. Are we going to talk about there's a Saturday slate with $1 million?
We'll do Saturday slate too.
Yeah.
Like we have to, but we'll go into that. The show will be too long if we go into that too much, but we'll kind of briefly go into that slate. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.